Ladies and gentlemen, in the report, it will bring together consumer behavior, digital strategies, and case studies to help brands advance their digital marketing maturity. Learn more about how Vietnam brands should go beyond mobile with connected TVs, beyond urban reach with rural targeting on digital, and beyond awareness with shopping solutions. And please join me in welcoming Mrs. Tammy Phan, Country Head of Marketing Vietnam Google, and Mr. Nguyễn Nguyen, Head of Knowledge Group M. And please welcome them.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're safe, healthy, and hanging in there. I know these are challenging times, and the best is yet to come. Thank you for your time today. And thank you, MMA, for giving Google the opportunity to author the MMA Ecosystem Report this year with Group M, and for letting us share our findings today. I'm Tammy, and I'm here today with Nguyen Nguyen, Head of Knowledge at Group M. Our teams recently got together and asked, what are the shifting trends the advertising industry is facing, and what must every marketer prepare for? So together, our teams explored topics ranging from current digital adoption trends, shifts in consumer media consumption, and most importantly, why companies need to prepare for a privacy-first future, which is the biggest shift our industry has seen in years. We've compiled case studies and collated recent research from Kantar, BCG, Temasek, Bain & Company, and many more. So we hope you enjoy the MMA Ecosystem Report titled Modern Marketing. It'll be available for download on the MMA website. And in today's presentation, we'll take you through some of the highlights in the report. Over to you, Neil.
Thank you to Tammy so much for your kind introduction, and thank you MMA for having us here today. It is my pleasure to speak to you all about the digital adoption in Vietnam. New users in South Asia are coming online at a blistering pace, adding 40 million new internet users this year alone, compared to 100 million between 2015 and 2019. 70% of the region's population is now online. Vietnam's internet economy has advanced annually since 2015 and is currently one of the fastest growing in Asia. The young Vietnamese demographic is also proficient in technology, embracing the mobile internet economy as a norm in their daily lives. In addition to new online users, COVID-19 led to acceleration of digital consumption as users try new digital service for the first time. Out of all consumers who are using digital services in Vietnam, 41% of them are new to digital. This new digital acceleration is sticky, with 94% of new digital service consumers intend to continue post-pandemic. COVID has certainly played a big part, and almost 2 years living with the pandemic has changed the way consumers interact, communicate, and consume digital services. Consumers have been spending more time online since lockdown started in 2020. Across all markets, digital engagement increased by 1 additional hour of personal use per day during lockdown. And during COVID, on average, a consumer in Vietnam spends about 4.2 hours online. While the pandemic has disrupted the lives of many around the region, it is fortunate that the vast majority of users have been able to meet their needs with technology. 92% of users in the region find that digital technology helps them meet their needs, with Vietnam ranking number 1 with 95%. Next, we will speak about modern marketing and why it matters for your brands. Back to you, Tammy.
Thanks, Nia. And given that digital adoption is so mainstream and COVID is accelerating that with new users and businesses coming online more, modern marketing maturity matters, arguably now more than ever before. So what exactly do I mean by modern marketing maturity? It's how brands and companies use data and advanced technologies to evolve towards responsible marketing to connect with your customers. To help, think of it as a ladder, right? Imagine at the first step on this ladder is what BCG calls the nascent stage. So for example, being in the nascent stage means your brand or company is executing simple campaigns, let's say relying on only third-party data and optimizing for basics such as impressions or clicks. So at the top of the ladder is the multi-moment stage. This is when organizations can deliver relevant content to consumers at multiple moments across the purchase journey to optimize for business outcomes such as sales or customer lifetime value. Unfortunately, across APAC, we found that only 2% of companies are realizing the full potential of digital marketing at this top rung. Within Vietnam, we're seeing leading companies and brands, though, start making a concerted effort towards planning for and testing how they can build direct relationships with their customers and start to responsibly tap into first-party data. We know that multi-moment brands tend to see 3 times higher incremental revenue and 3 times higher cost efficiencies versus brands at nascent stages. And this is exactly why it's so important that we help brands in Vietnam become successful in reaching the top rung of this ladder. There are many steps, obviously, between the bottom rung and the top rung on this ladder. But the key to moving up is for brands to responsibly combine first-party data and digital technologies, such as AI and machine learning, as well as using that first-party data across their marketing campaigns in a consistent and frequent way. Google and BCG offer a framework to help you move up the maturity ladder. You can scan the QR code or visit the link provided here to assess your organization's current capabilities. Then you can set ambitious yet realistic goals and then design a roadmap to help your organization get to where you need to be. And so as your organizations mature digitally, it's key that marketers also keep pace with the shifts in media consumption. So let me hand it back to Nia to share new consumer behaviors and the technologies behind them.
Thank you to Tammy. Next, we will speak about the 3 major consumer trends and how they can lead to your solutions. First off, the consumers are going beyond mobile to connected TVs, driven by the pandemic and the rise of OTT consumption in Vietnam. Secondly, the consumers are going beyond awareness to active shopping. E-commerce adoption and growth are driven by the shift in consumer behaviors to online, from the way they get inspiration, research for products, and service information to make purchase decisions. COVID risk and lower mobility are the factors to speed up the adoption this year. Lastly, the consumers are going beyond key cities to sub-location. Rural Vietnam is leveraging online more and more in their shopping journey together with higher purchasing power. They are also growing fast in online media consumption, giving brands opportunities to engage with rural consumers in a much more interactive and localized ways. With mobile penetration of 90%, Vietnam has reached a peak of mobile maturity. Now, the consumers are shifting their attention to a new territory. Findings in CRIBM's research in secondary provinces, Vietnam Touchpoint, show that 52% of every household now owns a smart TV, an increase of 7% compared to 2018. This growth is just right behind smartphones and much higher than computers or tablets. The rise of connected TVs is fueled by the rise of OTT services. 37% of the consumers in Vietnam are consuming new content on OTT platforms, which is higher than the average of South Asia. The general OTT landscape in Vietnam is driven by a sophisticated battleground between both global and local players. Local players have a diverse portfolio of telco players like Viettel TV or Mobi TV, end-to-end content media like VION, from content creation, content syndicate, all the way to distribution, or TV channel players like VTV Go. A local CPG brand wanted to test the reach of YouTube CTV along with their X device campaign. Not only did CTV deliver incremental reach and ad record lift, CTV is also a frequency driver. The campaign recorded almost double in frequency from using both CTV and YouTube compared to just YouTube alone. Next, let's talk about how the consumers are going beyond awareness to active shopping. Over the last 6 years, e-commerce has become an indispensable part of the Vietnam retail framework, and COVID has accelerated it even further. E-commerce usage in Vietnam has increased by 40% compared to pre-COVID levels, and is expected to maintain about 20% growth after lockdown. Vietnamese consumers love social media, so it's no surprise that their online shopping behaviors are also reflected on social networks, as well as search, online video sites, and marketplaces. In the wake of the pandemic and influx of new e-commerce users in Vietnam, Samsung sought to expand to new online revenue streams. Through the Retail Partnerships with Google program, Samsung partnered with top Vietnamese marketplaces Shopee and Tiki for their mobile and TV campaign respectively. The team created Google Shopping campaigns to drive users with high purchase intent to Samsung product pages within the app and website for both Shopee and Tiki. The campaign recorded almost 1,000% return on ad spend and 32% on conversion rate for the mobile phone campaign and over 630% of return on ad spend for the TV campaign. Last but not least, let's see why self-locations are attracting consumers to go out of the metro cities. The first important reason why rural Vietnam represents such a big opportunity is the sheer number of people that currently reside in rural areas. Today, there are more than 63 million people living in rural areas, representing more than 2/3 of the population. Those accounts for 60% of national GDP. Therefore, beyond metros in Vietnam represent a substantial, largely untapped opportunity. TV penetration slightly dropped, while internet and mobile internet growth grew significantly. For the first time ever, the internet has surpassed and replaced TV as the main media channel in rural Vietnam. On average, compared to 2018, consumers spend about 20 more minutes on the internet and less time watching TV, showing a shifting trend towards online alternatives. This trend is consistent across every age group as well as regions. Cross-media reports have shown that more than 30% of audiences who are over 18 years old and reach on YouTube was incremental to TV across South Asia. And for Vietnam, this number is even higher, at 55% of incremental reach to TV. This finding shows that YouTube can be very valuable when used in conjunction with TV. Consumers' purchasing power continues to increase, especially in non-metro areas. CAGR of Beyond Metro is 9.9% from 2012 to 2018 compared to 8.5% in urban 4 cities during the same period. Despite being the market leader in the rest of Vietnam, Sunlight had always been a distant number 2 in rural areas of Mekong Delta. Recognizing that traditional advertising solutions have been unable to change its fortunes over the years, Sunlight opted for an unconventional strategy. By marrying the right type of content rural consumers in Mekong Delta love to watch, which is comedy, with a clever location-based targeting using a telco partnership, Sunlight was able to serve its message at precisely the right time and effectively communicate its end benefits. Sunlight sales grew by 25%, allowing it to overtake the local brand and become the number 1 in both urban and rural areas of Mekong Delta for the first time. So that has wrapped up my covering on the 3 key consumer trends and how they can benefit your businesses. Back to you again, Titami.
Thanks, Nghĩa, for sharing that consumers are moving beyond mobile to connected TV. Advertisers are going beyond national or urban campaigns and targeting sub-location for rural relevance and reach, and that advertisers can drive sales with new shoppable formats. I think one of the most fundamental changes to prepare for is achieving all of this with a privacy-first mindset. So later in the event today, Chị Trâm Nguyen from Google will be sharing more detail about how to prepare for this shift. She will explain that users have an increasing expectation for brands to be trustworthy with their data. In response, regulators are also shaping how data can be collected and used in a transparent way. And technology platforms are shifting away from mechanisms, such as cookies, that track users across the web. This change is evolutionary. And the analogy I like to use is like the move from diesel to electric cars. They ultimately achieve the same goal. Electric cars will still drive and contribute to a cleaner environment. So while this is a challenge for the industry, it's also a massive opportunity. So at Google, we're embracing this opportunity. Our approach is to enable the ad-supported ecosystem while raising the bar on privacy. We do this by putting the user first, giving them protection that's embedded in our products, giving them choice and control over their data. We invest in leading privacy-preserving technologies, and we partner with industry bodies, such as the Partnership for Responsible Addressable Media, to navigate these industry changes. So Chị Trâm will later also share what you can do to invest in first-party data, which I would summarize in 3 steps. First, collect your first-party data based on a value exchange. Second, analyze aggregated and anonymized data with the help of conversion modeling. Without cookies in the future, conversion modeling and machine learning are foundational to help answer questions like, are your campaigns performing well relative to one another and collectively? Or is your advertising meeting your target revenue goals? And third, activate your data with machine learning and modeling with automation and augment based on data insights. And this will ensure use cases such as predictive content and real-time content to connect with your customers. We invite advertisers and publishers to participate in the Privacy Sandbox initiative. This initiative offers a set of privacy-preserving APIs to support ads business models in the absence of tracking mechanisms like third-party cookies. And these ecosystem changes are an opportunity to build sustainably and to up-level the entire ecosystem for everyone. And I'm personally excited to see that leading brands in Vietnam are leaning in, learning more, and taking these steps. So I'd like to share some examples from Vietnam of how brands are using predictive analytics, APIs, programmatic, etc., to illustrate what progress up that digital maturity ladder can look like. So one example of a brand that utilizes machine learning and AI well is the soap brand Lifebuoy. Lifebuoy created a real-time forecast of disease outbreaks and alerted their target audience, moms, through their mobile devices. Lifebuoy was able to do this by combining data of historically correlation between disease outbreak patterns and weather data along with search signals. So as a result of this machine learning and AI-led campaign, Lifebuoy's sales grew more than 20%, and 3.5 million Vietnamese moms were informed every month about the benefits of hand washing and how it can help prevent infections for their children. And another example, in Vietnam's highly competitive beverage industry, achieving and maintaining top-of-mind awareness amongst online audience is a challenge. SPVB challenged Mindshare and Google to deliver their campaign reach and frequency objectives while reducing the media wastage without sacrificing presence across premium publisher inventory. So the solution was to first build a 360-degree view of all media by introducing Campaign Manager as the single source of truth to measure the cumulative campaign reach. Then to reduce media wastage by controlling frequency. Both YouTube and premium publishers were consolidated through a single platform, Display and Video 360. So as a result, this consolidated, fully programmatic campaign delivered a 27% reduction in cost per unique reach, a 37% lower than industry benchmark. And SPVB has 1.4x greater potential of reach with the same media investment, which improved total campaign cost efficiency. So I hope you found those two recent and local examples inspiring. I also hope you found this presentation helpful. Again, we've only shared just the highlights of the report, which also provides resources and questions to help your organizations get started. And with that, thank you for your time, your attention, and special thanks to Nia and the entire team at Group M for your close collaboration and thought leadership that's embedded in this report.
Thank you, MMA, for creating an amazing platform and opportunity for us to share. Thank you to Tammy, Christy, Hal, and the entire Google team for your invitation and the amazing partnership on this report.
Thank you, Mrs. Tammy Fan and Mr. Nghĩa for your wonderful sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, and the next topic is about TV's digital feature, the rise of connected TV OTT in Vietnam. See you in a bit second.